This week on Jordan Jaunts.
We're in the Cinque Terre's most famous village. We're exploring Manarola at sunset. And as the crowds leave, does this village become even more magical? We're on our way to our fifth and final village of the 5 villages of the Cinque Terre. Let's see what this is like and how it compares to the other 4.
Every single one of these villages has been a bit underwhelming as you walk in them, and then suddenly a fantastic place unfolds in front of your eyes. So let's see what happens here.
To be honest, I think so far so good. Look at these beautiful arches in here.
There's a viewpoint before we get into the village, so let's get a look at that.
But here, like, one special thing.
Feels like it might be bigger than the others. Let's go and get a look.
I'm not feeling the same love in the way in, if I'll be honest. Not feeling it. I'm not getting the same vibe.
This is nicer than what your parents done. Waterflower.
Well, there's the first sea tray, and there's certainly plenty of people in there. So that either says 2 things. There's so many people here, and people haven't eaten in the first place, or there's not much to choose from. Let's continue this explore.
Look at that.
That is Nothing Mountains.
All the way down I've been able to hear water, and I'm thinking, where is it? It feels like this village and this road has actually been built on top of the river. That is unusual for sure. But this is really nice. This is a great start.
Certainly feels the quietest.
I think that really could be time of day, James.
I don't think so. I think we are. It really is brilliant the way the stations are made in all these villages. It's a cracking thing. And I don't know, even though we've came by car, I think if I come again, I'm definitely going to ditch the car and come the train.
Good point, good point. That's why I travel with James. He got the travel smarts.
Definitely to travel something, but I'm sure it's not the smarts.
The last time I came, I got the train between Riomaggiore and Manarola. Definitely the way to do it. But I say that and then I think, well, I'm glad I've done it both ways. No harm, no foul. If we're lucky, we might get a really beautiful sunset from here.
If anything, it feels quite classy. It's got a nice feel as we get closer to the front, and not as commercialised. Nicola?
Yes.
I think that'll do me for the evening. Let's go to sleep there for the night. What do you think? Maybe that one's better.
I think it's looking likely that might be our only option.
A few more wee places now. They do look very nice sea trees, don't they? Did you notice all the boats have got a position, a number for them to be able to set? Anyway, nothing on, so let's go and see what the front looks like.
No, il y a Monterosso, je pense.
Lots of people gathering for that sunset. They must have been promised something good. I'm going to tell you, I think we've actually missed it. But I'm sure it was lovely.
I'm descending on this village thinking both is were on a discovery journey, and you never shared that one. You've already been here.
Yes.
Is that why you weren't that bothered to come? Is it your least favourite?
No. I just thought it's going to be dark, we're not going to get to see anything. So what would be better missing it completely than leaving with an unfavourable opinion of it.
I think okay, I think you can see everything. I think it's good.
Yeah, but immediately you're like, oh, it's not so good. You know, you've got an unfavourable opinion based on the number of people that are here.
No, it's really not about the amount of people. I'm just thinking the amount of things to do, the amount of bar eateries, nice places. Not loads. It definitely feels as though the amount of places could cope all year round with the locals.
Definitely.
I do really like it, but I like obviously the way a lot of the people come in by some of the smaller boats. That looks fun. Need to do that next time.
So we've both been telling you about this water that's been coming down off the hills, and you can see it here as it enters the sea. It's certainly unusual.
What I do know is, early on in the day, I would have probably been down there and jumped in, because that looks fabulous for that. But it's also quite nice to hit different villages at different times and get a different vibe. But again, it is the brilliance and the mystery of the Cinque Terre and how different they all are. And you've not seen this view behind me in any other of the villages, so what can I say?
I couldn't pay attention to what James was saying because somebody there's having a fight about a fish. Hope he doesn't try and give me it. Feels unusual to walk around the streets carrying a fish, but hey.
I think he was trying to slap his pal in the face with it.
Yeah. I'm not Italian. Who am I to judge?
It is a romantic time to walk about. Hey Nicola, let's take your hands.
You know Thomas's WhatsApp picture with me and him? I was taken just up there.
Tell you. Good on Thomas. Loves his mum.
He does love his mum.
You think everywhere else, even the last one, does that carefully?
I love that. And the roughness of that place.
Yes.
And it looks like the houses are just all built on top of each other.
You actually probably get the best view here of that.
Yeah.
Because it seems as though it's just on the one side. Definitely different from the rest of them. And I don't want to seem unfair because when I'm walking in, I'm looking for a place to be bustling at 7 o'clock, and also lots of bars, restaurants, a bit of shopping, and it's not getting loads of it. But something it does have is it's got the most amazing harbour with the fantastic backdrop of the houses. And it does look as though if I was here during the day, it would be the best place to be jumping in swimming.
I think the time of day has absolutely influenced James's perspective on Manarola. I wonder if it's also influenced yours and what you think of it. But honestly, this place is beautiful.
I think it's got romance that other ones don't have.
Oh.
I think it's very romantic.
That's because it's dark,
Yeah.
James. That's not because of the police.
But it's the walks and walking along.
Yeah. Interesting. This walkway is called the Path of Love.
Ah.
Val d'Amore or Valle d'Amore. Something
Is that
like
not
that.
amazing?
Val
I believe
d'Amore.
that.
Yes. It's interesting that James picked that up.
Oh, always romantic.
Vrei să facem. Dar trebuie să găsim nou la ăla pe cineva.
And there on the hillside, that's Corniglia. And in the distance, Monterosso.
Wow, it is beautiful. It's probably got the most dramatic, spectacular scenery, and the houses are just words fail me.
This is where I think it's almost impossible to pick a favourite because they are so different.
I think it just comes down to your taste, what you want from this particular day, and how you're feeling it, and who you're with. I think these things come into it. But one thing's for sure, it's a magical place. The 5 of them are unique, and I can't think of a better place to be in the world than on the Cinque Terre. If you've been, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you've not been, you should come along here. This is phenomenal.
I'm really glad to have come here tonight. I wouldn't have bothered. I think I would have said don't come, it's going to be too late, we're going to have to drive in the dark, which is all still true. But it's really nice to see one of the villages at night time, and Manarola is the best of the villages for the sunset views, so that worked out perfectly.
I don't think you can argue with that, it's spectacular. I've certainly warmed to Manarola, I really have warmed to it. I just feel it did take longer to get there, but once it did, it was spectacular, the same as the rest of them. I cannot make my mind up which is my favourite. So if you can, put it in the comments, and that would be fantastic, and tell us why. Because they do all have a uniqueness, but as I said earlier, this is one of the most fantastic places on earth.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed this tour of the Cinque Terre as much as we did.
It has been outstanding, absolutely outstanding. I've loved it. It's been some of the best couple of days that I've ever spent, and I hope you've enjoyed it as well. But it's now time to move south and get on with our epic Italian trip. So keep following us. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to us, and you'll get some updates exactly where we are and how we're getting on. But this has been amazing, and I hope you've felt the same. Italy is a country like no other. So without further ado, I would like to say ciao for now.
We've visited all 5 of the villages. In next week's video, we'll tell you everything you need to know about the Cinque Terre.